What's up? Episode 68 of Release Rotation. This is John W. Snyder, your host of this podcast. I hope you guys have had a great couple of weeks. This is my first recording in almost 2 weeks. Just been busy, and then I had strep throat, so that knocked me out. I was actually going to record on Tuesday of last week, and I had to leave work early, went to urgent care, took a strep test. Have you ever had one of those? I hate them because my gag reflex is ridiculous. So I get in there and I tell them, like, hey, I've got white bumps in my throat, which I guess is kind of a sign of strep. And I think I had a low-grade fever, and my throat hurt really bad. And I've had strep before, and so the nurse comes in and she's like, all right, let's do a strep test. I'm like, great, let's do it. I go, I just got to let you know, I'm going to cry, and I'm going to gag, and it's not going to be fun. She laughed, gives me a strep test. I cried, and I gagged. It's great. She goes out, and she's like, we'll be back in a few minutes. The doctor will be in with the results. And at this point, I'm already like, I have strep. I can tell. I know it. And my doctor comes in, who, he's got to be pushing 70, 75 maybe. And I've had him before, actually, when we used to live in Dana Point. He used to work at the urgent care there. Not that this is important to you, but the dude's hilarious. Cracks jokes the whole time. And so when I had him there, I always enjoyed it. And so he walks in and I'm like, Woodrow Wilson. Because that's his name. Not because he looks like Woodrow Wilson, the president. That's his name, is Woodrow Wilson. He could have been friends or like maybe a brother of Woodrow Wilson. Because I feel like that's how old he is. And so he walks in and says, well, you got the strep. I'm like, thanks, doc. Get me out of here. Give me my prescription of whatever stupid antibiotics I have to take. And so he prescribes me penicillin. And I'm also going to guess that it's some leftover penicillin he had from when he was a child. Because I didn't even know you could still get penicillin. I've heard of amoxicillin, but this was penicillin. And so I'm still taking it. I'm 7 days strong now. I think it's like 10 days. 2 pills in the morning and 2 in the evening. It's like 40 pills of antibiotics. It sucks. And then this was Tuesday. So then like Friday or Thursday, I'm taking them and I'm looking at the bottle and I'm just wondering what all it says. I mean, I knew it said take 2 in the morning and 2 in the evening, but then it's like side effects, and one of them's like, if you have diarrhea, see your doctor. And then the other says that you could have diarrhea weeks to months after taking this medicine. So I got that going for me. We'll see what happens. Good grief. Don't get strep. Just don't. It's not worth it. I'm telling you right now. Don't even know how I got it. And then another guy that I work with, he got it too. He says he got it from me, but like he had symptoms like a day later. So I'm thinking we got it from the same person who's not confessing. So there was some infected person out there with strep and gave it to me and my buddy Jack. So we're on the hunt now to figure out who that was at work that had strep, because we're going to let him know that we got it from him and it's not cool. So that's my strep story. Good times. That same day, which was that Tuesday of last week, was also the day that Damian Lillard hit a really horrible shot against the Thunder. I love the debate if it's a good shot or not. Paul George said it was a bad shot. I mean, you're tied with like 4 seconds left and you dribble out and then take a shot from 40 feet out. I don't know if the shot's bad, but I'm going to say whatever play was drawn up was bad, I guess. Bad play call. Great shot. So that ended the Thunder season after they swept the Trailblazers in the regular season. Then they lose 4-1 in the playoffs. I just laughed and was really speechless about that. So good times there. Could be worse though. I guess I could be a Lakers fan. Have to deal with that nonsense going on in LA. I don't know which is worse. Losing in the first round to the Trailblazers. I mean, we were the lower seed. Oklahoma City was the lower seed. So it is what it is there. But the Lakers, I don't know what's going on there. It'll be interesting to see who they hire as a coach, front office. I don't know. I think you bring Kobe in. I was having a discussion at work with a buddy who's a huge Lakers fan, and he brought up the point of bringing Kobe in because a lot of these young players now, they were in junior high and high school, obviously watching Kobe play. They look up to him and think he's a great player, so why not bring Kobe into that front office and for a little bit and see what happens, because I'm sure he can talk to these players who looked up to him. So could be an interesting play there, but who knows? Kobe might not want to, and the Lakers might not be interested in that, but it was a interesting thought that was brought up. So I don't know. We'll see what happens. The Thunder, it sounds like Billy Donovan is staying with the Thunder, so take that for what it is. We need Andre back next year. His health weirdness. Don't know what's going on there. Then I asked a buddy, I was like, did Alex Abrinas quit the team to play video games? Because he's always tweeting about his Twitch channel, which is where you can stream yourself or watch people streaming video games that they're playing. So I feel like Alex Abrinas, I mean, he was injured, but he's just playing video games now. So I don't know what's going on there. I mean, he was a great three-point shooter, or at least an option. Maybe not the greatest, but he was another option that the Thunder had at three-pointers and shooting. So he's gone. Andre was out. I think Andre's probably the best defender on that team, and he's been out for over a year, which is awful. I mean, I hope he gets better, first off, and then I hope he's well enough to play for the Thunder, second off. But really just hope he gets better, because I can't imagine or even understand how you sit out a whole season with that injury. But I guess we'll see what happens this next season. What off-season moves happen. I feel like there could be some good moves this off-season with all the free agency going around. So it's going to be interesting, that's for sure. We'll see if Sam Presti has any more magic up his sleeve. I mean, good grief, Sam Presti drafted Kevin Durant, Russell Westbrook, and James Harden. And oh man, if they had kept those three together, they would have won 2 championships by now. No doubt. But it is what it is. Screwed up on that, Presti and OKC, but nothing you can do now. So we'll see what happens there. But NBA playoffs are in full swing. Season's getting closer to an end. Warriors are up now 2-0 on Houston, which I thought it would be closer, if not maybe 1-1 by now for sure. So it'll be interesting to see what happens in that series. I think at this point, I think the Warriors might as well just go ahead and sweep them. I mean, they're super smart putting KD. I was watching the game, at least the second half tonight, and KD was guarding Harden, and I think that's the best move you can make. Put a guy who can move, who's 7 feet tall on Harden, make him shoot over you. It's brilliant. It's coaching by Steve Kerr, I think. Obviously they can switch and screen, but for the most part, I think it's really messed up Houston's game plan, and I think that's a really smart move by Golden State. I would keep KD on Harden the rest of the series because it worked tonight from what I saw in the second half. So NBA, that's it. The NFL draft happened. Kyler Murray went first. I was going to actually talk about the draft last week, but I didn't get around to it just because of having strep and everything. So I was hoping to do like my top 5 picks. Didn't happen. But I would have put Kyler Murray and Bosa up there, and then I don't know after that. So I would have had them in the top 5. And I would have had Kyler Murray number 1, which he went to the Cardinals. So it'll be interesting to see what happens with Rosen there. But Cliff Kingsbury is going to have Kyler Murray, so could be fun. Who knows? But it is late tonight. It's 10:15 my time here on the West Coast. Just finished that Warriors-Rockets game. It was really a fun game. The Rockets, I thought, maybe had a chance. They kept trying to come back, but the Warriors just kept putting them away. And so, if you're an NBA fan, I hope you're watching the playoffs because the playoffs are the best. And I remember as a kid, in the 90s for sure, I'd come in after playing outside, watch the Bulls play. And as a kid, I didn't watch a lot of regular season basketball, but when the playoffs came and Jordan was in the playoffs, there was nothing better. Reggie Miller, John Starks, Patrick Ewing, Barkley. The 90s were fun. The Houston Rockets in the 90s were fun. So I hope that you get to watch a little NBA playoffs. Even if you're just the slightest of a basketball fan, it's still fun to watch. You know what? That's all I have right now. We'll be back right after this quick break. And we're back. Got a question for you. Do you have any regrets? I pause because that's a tough question. Any regrets regarding what? You might ask. Any regrets regarding life decisions, family decisions, job decisions, career decisions, shopping decisions? They could be big, little. It doesn't really matter. But do you have any regrets? And if so, have you unpacked those regrets? Like, do you regret not moving to New York City? Or do you regret not buying those shoes at Nordstrom? Or do you regret not getting cold brew coffee instead of hot coffee? Do you regret taking that certain job that you knew wasn't for you or wasn't something you wanted to do, but you took it anyways? Do you regret something you may have said to a loved one or a friend? I ask this question because I don't want to have any regrets. And so I've just been thinking about this, and if there's something I've regretted saying or doing or not doing, I want to either talk to that person, if it's a person that I've done this to, or if it's something else. Or if I've regretted, making a purchase that was stupid. And it's like, this was dumb, I need to return this, or I wish I would have bought this instead of this. I know those are minuscule things that don't matter in the world, in the big scheme of things. But I feel like we all have regrets of some sort. And so I ask that question because I want you to be introspective and to look into those things that you might regret doing or not doing. For me, for instance, and that's why I'm doing this podcast, I have regrets about not using my degree and about wanting to be doing something with sports, and whether it's radio or television or audio or video, and not doing it. I don't want to turn 60 and look back and regret, why didn't I do that podcast when I wanted to when I was 38? Why didn't I, do whatever it might have been? Why didn't I take that promotion when I should have? And I think I obviously, when I'm on here and asking questions and saying things, it's as much for me as it is for you. But I think that's what helps relate things to each other and how I can relate to you, because obviously there's a lot of people listening to this, and for the most part, I don't know who you are, unless you've told me you've listened to my podcast. And obviously, I say a lot of you, I don't have that many listens. Each podcast is around 40 listens, and it's gotta be mostly my friends and family, and that's fine. But so even for you, my friends and family, like, are there things you regret doing or not doing, or saying or not saying to somebody? And I don't want to have those regrets, I don't want to look back and regret not doing things with my kids or my wife, because I was tired, or because there was a game on, or there was something else going on that was distracting me. And so, that's one thing. I don't want to look back when I'm 60 and have regrets that I didn't do something I was passionate about. And that's why I'm doing this podcast. And I know I've said this a few times, but I say it because if I know you or don't know you, I really want you to do something that you want to do, that you're passionate about, and something that when you're 60 and you look back, or 70 or 80, and when you look back, that you regret not doing it. And that's why I talk about it on here, because there's things that we are all passionate about, that we like to talk about, that we want to do, whether it's woodworking or coding or blogging or podcasting or making a YouTube channel. Like, just do it. Who cares who sees it? Who cares who hears it? I think if you're going into it looking for views or looking to make money, then you're doing it for the wrong reasons anyways, and it might not be something you should be doing. But if you're doing it day in, day out, week in, week out, whatever, and you don't care what happens with it, who hears it, if you make money or no money, then that's the thing you should be doing. There's always somebody who wants to do something or talk about something that you're doing. It doesn't matter. For instance, I work with a guy. He's awesome. His name's Tung, and he buys and resells things for a profit. And the things he really does well with are shoes and clothing, and he knows what's hot and what's not. And there are a lot of people out there looking to get into that, whether it's, he knows a ton about sports cards, and shoes. Those are just the examples. Supreme, if you've ever heard of the brand Supreme, he knows what's going to resell and he tries to buy it. And I love that, because he's passionate about it and he's doing it in his spare time. And so, that's just one example of somebody who I've learned from, and somebody who is passionate and doing something that they enjoy doing, is finding those things that other people want. And he knows what's awesome and what's not. And so I think that's really cool. And so I just say that because there's something out there. And whether it's buying and reselling Hot Wheels, which he's done, or buying and reselling, basketball cards or shoes or, whatever it might be, that's his niche and he knows it, and he is a wealth of knowledge when it comes to that. And something else, it might be garage sailing. Maybe, Gary Vaynerchuk's talked about this. Like, you can make some decent cash just going to a garage sale on the weekends and then reselling that stuff on eBay. Or maybe your niche is talking about birds. Maybe you love birds. There's going to be other people out there that are interested in that. And that's why I bring this stuff up. Whether it's buying and reselling shoes, or whether it's going to garage sales and buying stuff and finding stuff that's really cool that'll sell for more on eBay, or if it's birds or butterflies or flowers or cars or whatever it might be that you love doing or you're interested in, or if it's woodworking or cooking, there might be something that you do and love and you're thinking, nobody else is going to enjoy this. This is so dumb. But you know what? There are people who will enjoy it and who will find value in it. And so if you're hesitant, if you're scared to start something, don't be. Because you're going to find people who have that same passion out there. And I will say this, go into it not wanting to make money, not wanting to make a living off of it, but go into it as a hobby and see what happens. I know I kind of rambled, but that's kind of what I wanted to get off my chest, and I hope it made sense, and I hope you do something that you love. Thanks for listening.